My hair isn't big enough.
Hi there, it's Lauru here, and I'm gonna tell you a story.
I know, it sounds kind of cheesy, but I want to tell you guys a story. I used to tell this story all the time because it was so funny, and it's actually one that my family still likes to tell and makes fun of me for constantly. It's a classic, I guess, in our family. This is how I hit a parked car and then continued to total it. So I got my license when I was 16. My first car that my parents gave me was a 95 Ford Bronco. If you don't know what that is, it's what OJ was driving down the freeway in while the cops were chasing him. So I had a big white Bronco and it was huge. It was hard for me to drive. It was really big. But my mom's mindset, of course, is I want to put you in something big, something that's safe, regardless of if you know how to drive it or not. I got my license on a Friday, went to school on Monday. I had a doctor's appointment that I needed to go to around like 10. I was only in school for like a couple classes. So I'm walking out to my Bronco and I would park in the farthest parking spots that I possibly could in our high school parking lot because I knew it was huge. I knew I wasn't really good at driving it and I didn't want to be parked next to anybody. I walk out to my car and there's this cute little red Mustang that is parked right next to me. Of course, there's a billion parking spots that it could have parked in and it parked next to me. We were parked in such a way that you could just pull right out of the parking spots, no problem. Whatever. And I look at his car and I can already see that there is going to be a problem because his dumbass went and parked kind of like I'm straight and he came in like this. So he was crooked, okay? Like that. My Bronco, the bumper of it had a big like steel bumper and it kind of hung out on the sides a little bit. It's just a big car, big truck, whatever. I start pulling forward to get out of the parking spot. I feel like I'm way out because I'm about to kiss the bumper of the car across the aisle. So I start to turn and all of a sudden I heard something and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Did I just hit that car? And I look and I can see that, yeah, we're mashed together. The rear passenger side bumper caught onto the front driver's side fender wheel well area and it just clipped right in there. So my dumbass thinking that I'm panicking. I just got my license. I'm freaking out. I did what I thought needed to be done and I needed to get it off my car. Since I had been pulling out, and trying to turn, his car was also turning with mine. We were hooked together in there, not coming out, and it was going to be a huge challenge to get this off my car. But I did it. So I put it in reverse, started reversing, going back, can see that his car is still moving on mine. Threw it back in drive, went forward, his car is still moving with mine. And I did that probably like 5 or 6 times, just going back and forth. And in the meantime, I am absolutely destroying his car in the process and moving it around. Finally, it unhooked from my car. I'm freaking the out and I drive home. I don't see anybody. I don't see anything. I leave. My house is only a few minutes away. I get home. I remember sitting on the couch watching TV because my mom was going to be walking in the house any minute to take me to my doctor's appointment. And so I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and she comes in the door and she's like, "What the hell happened to the Bronco?" And I was like, "Oh, we're going to have to go back to the school because I hit a car." And she's like, "Well, how bad is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a scratch." Well, I didn't look. I didn't look at all. I didn't want to look. I didn't look in the rearview mirror. I just drove home. So I actually had no idea how bad this damage was. We didn't take the Bronco. We left the Bronco at the house, but I did see the damage. There was really none to the Bronco, but these things are made of like fucking steel, so they can make it through a lot, and the accident that I was in after that proves that to me. They are tanks. They will protect your ass. So we get in my mom's truck, we drive down to the school, and as we're pulling into the student parking lot, I can see a cop. There's already a police officer standing by this beautiful little red Mustang checking it out, and I'm like, "Mom, that's the car." My mom looks horrified. We're just now both seeing the damage that I caused to this other car. I had moved it from its parking spot like sideways across 4 other different parking spots, and it was just all turned around and all crazy like, and my mom was just floored that I was able to do something like that. It was pretty amazing. And as I'm getting out of the car, the cop goes, "Did you do this?" And I'm like, yeah, I did do it. you know, I did do that. And so the cop's like, you know, I can arrest you for this, right? This was a hit and run. And my mom got in his face and she's like, you're not gonna arrest my baby girl. She came home to come and get me. Don't you dare talk to her like that. You know, just like going off on the cop like she has the right to do that or something. He says, do you know whose car it is? I'm like, no, I don't know whose car it is. They find out whose car it is. They call him down and he's just like looking at his car like, oh my God, what the hell happened? And we're all trying to explain it to him. And the cop's like, can you get in your car and get your registration, your insurance to his driver door, which clearly we can't get in. Okay. Like that is so dented and so messed up. No one's getting in that driver door. So he goes around to the passenger side and for some reason that wouldn't open either at first, but I don't know if that was my fault or not, honestly. He gets his stuff out and he's staring at the car and he goes, oh, well, my dad owns a dealership, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. And I'm like, okay. I asked the police officer, I was like, how did you get out here so quickly? How did you know? Because I mean, it had just happened within the past like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. He said that there were some landscapers that were doing work on the school grounds right next to the tennis courts, which was where I was parked. And they saw the whole thing. They saw the entire thing. They couldn't speak English, but they saw the whole thing and they explained to the officer what had happened. So that's how I got busted. Either way, I went back and explained to him that it was me, but it doesn't end there. This is in high school. It was the start of my junior year too. The guy's car that I hit, he was a senior. He was nice about the whole thing. There were crazy rumors going around the school after that. I heard some weird shit. Yeah, did you see Kevin's car? It was like fucked up. His girlfriend or like ex-girlfriend or like whatever, like he like broke up with her and then she went out there and monster trucked his Mustang. I don't even know this guy. And I sure as shit did not monster truck his car on purpose, okay? That's not what happened. People were saying that like my car was on top of his, that it was like completely crushed. Like, I can't tell you, I've never really been part of like a big gossip or rumor thing, okay? But this was hilarious to me because all I did was get hooked on the front of his car, tore off most of his front bumper, f***ed up his driver door. But like, I messed his car up, but I did not monster truck or sit on top of his car with my Bronco, okay? That's not at all what happened. There were weird rumors like that we had been dating, that I was like a psycho girlfriend or something like this. Like, I didn't even know this kid. I had no idea who he was until he came down and saw that
Little baby Lauru
had f***ed his shit up. At the time, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but apparently everyone else that knew about it just had these outlandish ideas of what I had done to his car. And in all reality, it wasn't as bad as everyone was saying it was. I did total it, but I did not monster truck his car. I was not a psycho ex-girlfriend. I did not do any of that. So there that is out in the world. All right, guys, if you stuck around and listened to my story time, thank you. If you liked story time, go ahead and let me know down below if you want to hear more. I have a lot of crazy stuff that I could tell you guys. I was a wild child, but kind of tame at the same time. So go ahead and like the video if you liked it, or give it a thumbs down if you didn't, but I really wouldn't. All right, cool guys. Thanks for spending some time with me.